In a wild video, a Danish journalist and crew were doing a live shot from Qatar for the 2022 World Cup when authorities did the following.
We are live on Danish television, og der kan I se, nu bliver vi stoppet med at filme, og det er forholdene her. Mister, you invited the whole world to come here. Why can't we film? It's a public place. This is the accreditation. Okay. We can film anywhere we want. Okay. There are only, of course,
but only for the Qatar.
Qatar, you have
because
rule.
the Qatar is
No. We don't need permit. But you can break the camera. You want to break the camera? Okay, you break the camera. Okay. So you're threatening us by smashing the camera.
The World Cup is clearly off to a great start because of, well, corrupt former head of FIFA, Sepp Blatter.
The winner to organize the 2022 FIFA World Cup is Qatar.
Which we'll dive deeper into in mere moments. First,
it was quite stressful. I mean, I didn't felt threatened at all. I mean, personally, but our camera is safe. And of course, I covered World Cups before, and I don't know what I did expect, but I guess I didn't expect that doing a live in front of a roundabout, not in front of a migrant labor camp or anything else controversial, it wouldn't be a problem.
The reporter Rasmus Tanthold spoke on it to Football Daily.
Of course, I was surprised, and we were sitting there with the security guards after the live for about 30 minutes. I don't know if we were detained or if we just had to sit and wait there with them. And after half an hour, the supervisor, he came and he looked at our accreditation and he said, well, you can film, there's no problem. So, I mean, maybe it's a kind of a misunderstanding, but to me, it also shows how Qatar is when there's not a World Cup going on.
TV2 reporter Tanthold was speaking as part of a live broadcast when he was approached by security staff that had appeared on a golf buggy next to the newly opened hotel at Qatar Cultural Village. A group confronted the Danish network while they were producing a piece and ordered them to stop filming. The Supreme Committee for Delivery and Legacy, who are the local organizers of the tournament, have now released a statement and conceded that the crew did indeed have the correct permits to film and issued an apology. As the exchange went on, though, it got more and more heated. Tanthold was filmed showing the men his permits, but they appeared to imply that he didn't have the correct one. It was at that point that one of the officials threatened to damage the camera they were using to film. The first official then began grabbing the camera again, with Tanthold approaching him. He appears to say something to the reporter, who responds, "You want to break the camera? Okay, you can break the camera. So you were threatening us by smashing the camera?" Tanthold will go on to say the following, which I completely agree with. But at the same time, it tells a lot about what it is like in Qatar. There it is, that you can be attacked and threatened when you report as a free media. This is not a free and democratic country. My experience after visiting 110 countries in the world is the more you have to hide, the more difficult it is to report from there. So if somehow unaware, in a very condensed way of doing this, why was Qatar awarded the World Cup?
Sepp Blatter, the president of FIFA, world football's governing body, showered in fake money.
Here we go, Sepp.
It's because of this man, Sepp Blatter, and many of his foot soldiers who aided the process. Qatar, located southeast of Bahrain, was a puzzling choice in the first place. Because of abnormally high temperatures in the summer, when the World Cup is normally staged, the desert-like conditions forced the World Cup to be moved to the winter.
Over the years, top names associated with the world governing body have been named, shamed and suspended. In 2015, a dawn raid on a luxury hotel in Zurich saw several FIFA executives and associates indicted by the US Justice Department, resulting in charges of racketeering, wire fraud and money laundering.
Which only got the ball rolling as a few years later.
And then, in 2020, the US Justice Department alleged corruption was involved in Qatar's World Cup bid. It accused 3 FIFA executives of taking bribes to vote for the Gulf state to host the tournament. Ultimately, more than half of the 22 men who voted for Qatar were later accused of or charged with corruption.
So look, there's a lot here, okay? There is human rights violations. There are the slave-like conditions that was reported by The Guardian, 6,500 workers died, though Qatar has said actually it's just 37 because they have basically bent the rules in which deaths they will choose to report. 6,500 is a massive undercount because it was well over a year ago. There is the Jack Warner, who is a former FIFA executive, Michel Platini, a former FIFA executive. Tons of corruption that have gone on within FIFA. Obviously, with the air-conditioned stadiums, not air-conditioned stadiums, what have you, there is the violation of human rights within the LGBTQ plus community. There is tons. There's tons going on here. And that is why this FIFA World Cup just feels different. It just feels dirtier. You know, this is a country of 2 million plus people. They're building all this infrastructure, which is great. Build the infrastructure. And them saying that they want to be a, carbon neutral event. Meanwhile, their whole banking in attaining wealth is through the fossil fuel industry. So there's just so many bad practices that have gone into this World Cup. There is a reason why other countries were seen as shoo-ins and Qatar was not. Yet this is something that has proven time and time again. Corruption is simply there. Even if Gianni Infantino is there, I do not believe that it has just been washed away because they push Sepp Blatter to the side. What they need is someone in that FIFA presidency to simply carry on business as usual.